Hey guys, so I just got home from work and I'm going to make a really quick meal that is going to be delicious. I've made this a couple times before. It is a little hearty. Um, I typically won't make something this hearty this late, but my husband is very hungry and I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten today, so I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna make a Jose style gnocchi dish with chicken. And let's get started. Really quickly, I'm gonna go over the ingredients. I actually have a bag of baby spinach here from Trader Joe's. Really cheap, really fresh. It's $1.99. I have a bag of my favorite gnocchi from Trader Joe's. This guy costs, I think, $3, maybe $2.99 or maybe $3.49. But this stuff tastes amazing. I have an aunt that loves to make her gnocchi fresh, and I always tell her mine is out of a bag and it's fabulous. And I'm saving time, and you'll see how I'm gonna do that today. I have my adobo, sofrito, a little bit of mustard, 2 tomatoes from my friend Monica's garden, some black pepper, and some sazon. And I have some chicken over here that I have just washed with white vinegar. Okay, so this is my quick seasoning method. It's helps keep my kitchen clean when I'm making a dish like this. I took 2 large chicken cutlets. I filleted them, so now they're 4 chicken cutlets, slightly thinner. And I washed them in vinegar and in water, and I put them in a large Ziploc bag. At this point, I'm going to season my chicken. So I'm going to take a tablespoon of my sofrito, a heaping tablespoon. You know what? A little bit more. It's not going to hurt anybody. A little adobo in the bag. Some sazon. I put it in the bag because I'm also gonna beat it a little bit with a meat cleaver to tenderize the meat. Little black pepper, and this is something I've been doing forever. I usually always put mustard in my chicken because it makes it moist. Like, it locks in moisture. Think of it as like a, I don't know, like a serum or like a moisturizer. It locks in moisture. I actually, since I was a kid, I would, and you shake it up like this to get everything all around. Actually get some air out of that. Since I was a kid, I remember I was probably like in the 8th grade, and I went to a friend's house, and she started cooking, and they were making a meal, and they were Honduran. I call them my Guatemalan princesses. So if you're watching, you know who you are. And she put mustard in her chicken, and after that I was like, I'm gonna try that shit. And it's been nothing but great for me. So ever since then, I put mustard in my chicken. So now that you pretty much have the chicken seasoned in this bag, I'm gonna pretty much beat it while it's in the bag. At this point, I'm saving time, I'm saving frustration, and I'm not making a mess in my kitchen because, again, it is late. I just got here from work, and after I eat this, I'm gonna take my fucking fat ass to sleep. And I'm not gonna feel any way about it. So take as much air out of the bag as you can, and you wanna take your cutlets and separate them. Like, this one is bunched. Try to make sure they're not bunched, or just move it around and beat them one at a time. So these 2 are like nice and flat, and you're gonna take your little meat tenderizer cleaver, and you're gonna do it while it's in the bag. So, okay, now that I'm back, I officially need a new tripod. I'm gonna continue to beat them. And remember, take the air out the bag, because if you don't, and you beat that shit and the bag breaks, it's gonna spit out sazon and sofrito everywhere. And look at that. Like, it's like nice and flat. You can feel the cutlets are nice and filleted, and they're gonna be nice and tender. So, and I just seasoned them really nicely in this bag. I can even taste it to confirm it. They're fabulous. So now I'm gonna pan fry them. Okay, so in my favorite little frying pan Dutch oven, I'm gonna put my favorite Wegmans basting oil. This has already been heated. So I'm gonna sprinkle my pan with some oil. And I'm gonna take the chicken. Look at this. I did this all in this bag. I beat the chicken. I seasoned the chicken. There's no mess anywhere. I didn't even have to wash the meat tenderizer. I mean, I still did, but it was like dry and clean. Nothing touched it. So this bag goes to the garbage. You're gonna take your chicken. Let me get a fork. And you're gonna move it around because you wanna cook this chicken. I'm gonna keep these whole because I'm gonna do this for lunch as well. So we'll get a breast for each meal. So these are nice size after I beat them. Beat them down. And I'm gonna let that cook there for a few minutes. I'm gonna cover it. I just realized that I have these frozen peppers that I wanna use. Remember I told you these peppers, you never know according to who is telling the story if they're Italian or Cuban. So at this point, because we're making gnocchi, they're Italian. But I'm gonna put those in there and let them defrost with the chicken. It's gonna give it a nice flavor. And at this point, I'm gonna add my tomatoes, which I just rinsed off and chopped up. Again, not very uniform-like because these tomatoes are so delicious and they're so well grown. They're literally just gonna melt into what we're cooking today. So no need to, again, julienne the shit if it's just gonna melt into what you're cooking it in. Okay, I'm just checking in. At this point, everything is cooking pretty good. We're about 15 minutes in. The chicken is not all the way done, but it's kind of almost there. So I'm gonna flip them actually. This smells amazing. The seasoning is amazing. Everything's pretty good. So I'm gonna flip it over. And at this point, I'm honestly about to add, it's a little early, but I'm gonna do it for the sake of time because I'm tired as fuck. But I'm gonna add the gnocchi. So again, the bag of Trader Joe's gnocchi. Shout out to Trader Joe's, yo. These kind of meals are like my kind of meals. While I can throw down, I can cook, I can make you a homemade soul food, anything meal. These quickies are my favorite because they taste like I said, my husband and I both work retail, so I'm not home a lot. So when I do get home on a very late shift, I can cook a meal that's delicious, that's not too expensive, but that's creative. And some shit like this, like gnocchis. If people don't know what gnocchis are, they're like little dumplings. They're like Italian dumplings, and they're pretty much potato filled with pasta on the outside. And this bag is like gnocchi prepared already. So it's like gnocchi alla Sorrentina with tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese, imported from Italy, keep frozen. Shout out to Trader Joe's for the stuff like this. I'm gonna put this just in there. Shout out to them because this stuff is amazing. They do a really good job in providing us with products like these that will get the job done at an amazing price, and the shit tastes bomb. Honestly, I've been going to Trader Joe's for years. My first Trader Joe's that I've ever went to was when I went to school in Philly. There's a Trader Joe's on Market Street, on Market and 23rd, and that was my first introduction to Trader Joe's. My second introduction was when I moved back to Jersey, and I worked here in Princeton, and then I got introduced to the Trader Joe's that were now pretty much I live 2 seconds away from it. And I just love Trader Joe's. I love everything about them. I love their prices. I love their variety, what they offer. I don't buy much meat from them. And it's funny I say that because the chicken breasts were from Trader Joe's. But I will say that I was just driving home from work, and it is the closest grocery store, supermarket closest to my home. So that's the only reason why I got that. It was straight convenience. I do believe that their meats are a little overpriced, but everything else is a go for me. The produce is amazingly priced, and everything's a go. So shout out to Trader Joe's. And I actually got my mom hooked onto Trader Joe's, and just so you know, I don't know if y'all know, but where I'm from in New Brunswick, there's a Trader Joe's opening in North Brunswick. So it's gonna be very interesting to see the Trader Joe's into that kind of Walmart area, because it is very different. It's a very different atmosphere than what those people in that area are used to. Trader Joe's, and people who know Trader Joe's, is far from your ShopRite. So, and yeah, I'll just leave that there. Let me let go my rant and let this cook. I'm gonna cover it and let the gnocchi, and pretty much what was in that bag was actual little gnocchis, and then these little saucer things are actual sauce. So I'm gonna let that cook down, simmer, let it live in there for another 15 minutes. And I'm gonna have another glass of wine. I will actually share with you guys what I'm sipping on. I'm actually sipping on Cabernet Sauvignon from Trader Joe's, actually. Those who know me know I get most of my wine, or pretty much all of my wine, from Trader Joe's. If I'm not drinking Trader Joe's wine, I'm drinking Barefoot Cabernet Sauvignon, or the Robert Mondavi, which I get at the Joe's, I think it's called Joe's Canal, or I'll get it at Wegmans, because that's where you can find it for the cheapest. But this right here is right now currently my favorite. It's a box of wine, so it's equivalent to 4 bottles of wine. It's Cabernet Sauvignon. It tastes amazing. It also comes in Pinot Grigio and a Moscato, I think. But at this point in my life, I'm completely off of white wines, and I'm either drinking Cabernet or a nice glass of Pinot Noir, or I think it's called Monte Peluciano or Peluciano Abrigio, or some shit like that. And if I don't drink that, I'm drinking Honey Jack, or gin and juice, or gin and Tanqueray, or some shit like that. But pretty much that's what I'm sipping on. Again, shout out to Trader Joe's, because Trader Joe's provides you with some bomb-ass wine. And I am going to be surprised to see if they're going to bring that wine to North Brunswick. Very surprised to see that. If they are, you guys are in for a treat. I'm just going to tell you that. You guys are in for a treat. Alright, so it's pretty much cooking. So between the chicken, and I think the frozen peppers, and the gnocchi, it's made its own amazing sauce that I'm gonna have to reduce just a little bit, because this is not the consistency that it needs to be. It needs to be more of it's a little runny. So I'm gonna take some sauce out, and with a spoon, and I'm gonna do a quick bake on it to give it that na 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 na. The gnocchi is fabulous. Yeah, this gnocchi is like super fabulous. I love it. I've been using this gnocchi for a really long time. Actually, the first time I used it was in college. A former RA and old friend of mine, she bought it, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna make this." I didn't even know to call it gnocchi. I called it nani, and that was the running joke. I would call it nani. But what I'm doing is I'm just simply scooping out excess of this sauce. It's a little soupy. This is not a soup. It's a pasta bake dish. So I'm gonna take some of this water out. And it's not water, it's a fabulous sauce. So I think I'm gonna save it, honestly, because the flavors and the taste is like fabulous. I can like make some shit with this. At this point, it's sticking to the pot, and I just dropped a whole gnocchi. And okay, my thing is coming off the burner. So I took out about as much sauce as I wanted to. I'm gonna position my chicken where I want it. And I'm gonna do two things. Put that back in there. I'm gonna add my spinach for some greenery. For some health. Spinach is healthy, right? Yeah, spinach is healthy. It's gonna give you some. What does spinach give you? I don't even know. A lot of shit. Spinach is healthy. It's very healthy. And I like spinach. Especially like when you make it like this. And you pretty much bake it. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the Wegmans tomato basil pasta sauce. This one I already used, but I didn't use all of it. So I'm gonna use the rest of it on here like this. There's about a half of jar left of this. And you know what? Take a bit of that juice into here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. 2 spoons. Put the lid back on it. Shake it up. And get it all in there. Let all those sauces marinate. At this point, you've seen at the bottom of the pan, it was pretty dry. And it was starting to fry. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to put a lid on it and bring it into my favorite oven. Really quickly at this point, I would add some mozzarella cheese into it, but I'm gonna be honest. Oh my God, I have some. I was gonna say, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have any, but no, I got some. Oh my God. I feel so happy. Walmart, great value, mozzarella cheese, saved the day. And I'm gonna sprinkle that on there. If I wasn't gonna have the mozzarella cheese, honestly, this video is so last minute, but I really did wanna make this gnocchi, and I really did wanna show you guys how I use it. This video is so last minute. So if the mozzarella cheese wasn't available, I was actually just gonna put Parmesan cheese all over it. Or I got like a fancy cheese in there that I bought at Trader Joe's, so I could have scraped that into it. But nah, we're gonna have a whole mozzarella cheese like we're supposed to. Because that's just what I do. Look at God. I thought I had no mozzarella cheese. But I do. Oh, that was a chunk. You gotta break that up. That's a whole lump of mozzarella cheese. Now, y'all know I can't live without my Breville oven. I speak of it often. It is something that it was definitely an investment. This shit was not cheap. It's definitely an investment. It is a bigger oven. But I gotta tell you, there's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. I was very fortunate to get a job at a retailer that sold cookware, and I got this at a discount, so I was very fortunate. Those who are not that fortunate, I would say wait for it to go on sale. Sometimes QVC has it on Easy Pay, and you can break that bitch up like 8 times on your Q card. But this oven has been amazing to me. I've had it for about, it's almost going on a year now, and it's one of my most prized possessions. It's an amazing oven. So enough with the oven. Breville, you owe me something at this point. And I feel like so does Trader Joe's. Like, Trader Joe's needs to send me some gift cards or something, because I've been talking too highly of you guys. But pretty much, it's a quick bake. So I put this on a broil, and I'm gonna broil it for like 20 minutes. But I'm not. It's gonna be like 10 minutes before it starts to get nice and brown at the top. I'm just gonna broil it until it gets brown at the top. If you don't have an oven like this, then you can put this in your regular oven and just put it on broil, put it on really high, and just stick it in there for like 10 minutes, because all you're doing is just like really just giving it that final cook, that final bake, because all the ingredients in it are done. The chicken is done, the gnocchi's done, everything's done. So I'm just gonna give it a final bake and make it look real like I've been in here cooking all day and I made this gnocchi myself. But reality is I didn't. I made this in like a half an hour. So I'll be honest, because I'm an honest person. It was actually more than a half an hour, but that's only because I'm filming. If I wasn't filming, this entire meal would be done in like a half an hour, for sure. But as of now, it's been maybe 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes. Okay, so I just took it out. This is what you want. It feels firm on top, amazing at the bottom, and I'm gonna dig into it. So, I don't even know what my chicken cutlets are. They're probably so tender that they broke. But I'm gonna dig into this, and it smells amazing. That's like half a cutlet. I just see the rest of the cutlet here. It is amazing. I'm very happy with this dish. My husband is not too happy because I promised him dinner in 20 minutes, and this is a little bit longer. But you know what? You got an amazing gnocchi chicken meal out of this. You know, there's only so much you can do. And how fabulous! And this will be great tomorrow for lunch, which we are eating it for lunch. This is fabulous. Again, always thank you for watching. That was an amazing meal. Look at that. OMG.